Well, that's the coffee done. It's 10 o'clock and still don't have a ride. So today is starting off amazingly. 11:10. Okay, so apartment shenanigans are all done, and now we're heading back for, what the heck is that? There's so many distractions on this street. 107, and I have a wonderful little bug that I found while messing with the digital apartment in Unity, so I get to show that off whenever I turn the recording back on, because that thing's going to take some research to figure out. Oh, okay, so even after that excursion, there's still a bit more to do today, so it's coffee time. Okay, so coming back to the 3D printer, I'm just gonna kind of try to shove this back in to the teeth and then just lightly kind of allow this plug to kind of just rest on top of the whole situation. Because if my memory serves me, like I mentioned before, that the teeth that are in there, let me see if I can get that. Those are actually the mechanism that kind of holds this tube in there, which is kind of why the tube itself is, well, it's why it's all kind of chewed up and ragged. And what this plug is actually supposed to do is push those teeth down and release the tube. So at least that's what my memory says. So I'm going to do a test print after just, trying that, because if this pops out during the test print, then it might be too worn and, I guess, in a sense, like stripped. So then I would just cut it so that the chewed up darker spot over here is gone, and then we have fresh tube higher up. That's the idea anyway. So let's just let's do phase one. That doesn't really, well, it's giving. Maybe I should just cut it. I'm just gonna cut it, because also I haven't really found any real documentation that says that this filament feeder tube should be like any sort of length, so it could be short, really. Hi, cleaning the nozzle right now, and what was just recently said, major flaw in it. If the filament feeder tube is too short, then logically the extruder might not be able to reach the front of your build plate. So, false. But I didn't cut off, stupid amount, right? So I don't think it should have much of an effect on the distance the extruder is allowed to travel. So I may have created my own little problem. Every time I cut it, it's not really level. I don't know how much that might matter in the end, but all right, so I'm gonna insert this and pray that I didn't make it worse. Okay, let's run some filament in and do our little test print and see if anything pops out again. It did take a little effort to get it from there into the tube itself, because there was like a misalignment of the filament to the tube, but it seems to be feeding so far. So far everything's okay. Just had to help it a little bit this time. I should have cleaned that. That's my bad. But the tube's staying in even with that slight bottleneck. Okay, so I think that worked. Um, everything's still in. So I'm gonna take out the filament. I'm gonna do a clean, and then I think I'm gonna let the machine rest for today because I still have to jump into Unity and fix a fun little bug that I found. And that might take a while. Alright, now for Unity. This is the weirdness that I've been experiencing. So I have the baseboard that I had placed before, and then I added I forget if I duplicated or if I just added a new cube, but I added the little portion that swings out and becomes the bed. So the weirdness, though, is this. So if I go to the axis, which controls, like, you know, where I want it to swing out, it doesn't exactly swing out, it kind of morphs. And I don't know really what's causing this at all. But I was messing around with it earlier and I reset it because I'm confident that I can get back to where the solution was. So here's how I remember solving this problem. So as long as it's not a child of the actual bed shelf thing, it's allowed to just be its own thing. So before, when I was messing around with it, I was trying to make my animations while it was still a child of the bed shelf thing. So if I remove it first, create the animations, then in theory, it should be okay. So then if I add this back to the bed shelf thing, so now it's a child of this. Damn it, how did I solve it before? I forget. Crap. But now it's all messed up. Why is it messed up here but not before? Crap, there was a function that made sense to me, and I don't remember what that is anymore. If it's ones out here, shouldn't it stay that way when it comes in here? I thought it stayed that way. You know what I might have done? And a way to cheat? What I think I might have done is I think I might have tried to put it back onto the bed shelf thing, and I missed. And in doing so, I think I thought that I put it on here. Why I didn't record all this like earlier, I don't know. I guess I didn't have enough coffee or something. But I mean, so the thing is that this works, right? In this position, it's just not really attached to the bed shelf thing, which I guess it doesn't need to be. But it would be nice if I looked at the hierarchy and I could be like, oh, bed shelf thing, and then we have the bed axis, and then we have, you know, the bed, a portion of it. So I know that this is all one thing instead of this thing being something different. But as far as the illusion goes, when someone walks in here, you know, and then they come up here and they click a little thing over here, you know, I can't really blame them for just, you know, being like, oh, this is all one thing, because why would the entire thing move? Ugh. That was really frustrating. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Just a little bit. Do I want to make it the entire thing? Okay. And then on this, we put the udon behavior. Up, down, closing. So it goes here, 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 here.
Oh, look at that. There it goes back up. All right, sweet. Cool. So, we kind of cheated. I could have sworn that I set this thing up so that the bed axis was a child of this thing, but you know, I mean, it works in this orientation. It's just a little messy in my opinion, but that's a nitpick. I don't think it's gonna, kill anyone to know that that's the way it is. And yeah, now it animates. Cool. So that's just kind of the prototype, though. But that is kind of the disappointing part, is that it is just the prototype. I'm gonna have to not delete all of it, but I'm gonna remake this in Blender so that it actually is the piece of furniture that it was back in the day. And then we need a refrigerator, a microwave, kitchenette, which is shorter than this. I think it ended here, actually. Washing machine, and then I need to blow this outward so that it curves around this way instead of inward like this, so it's out here. All right, it's coming along. It's coming along.